Hey Warriors, Professor Chris from WayOfTheWarrior.org here. I know it's been some time. I wanted to address something I guess it's pretty important now that we're moving into the busy season for martial arts. School's back in session, summer vacations are over, parents and adults alike are looking for something to do during the fall. They have the time, and what I really wanted to talk about, because I've gotten a lot of questions both in the instructor lab and by email and whatnot, is do you free trial or do you not do free trial? And this is a pretty important conversation because again, it's not just for school owners. It's also for those of you that are trying to either break into the industry, doing private lessons, doing garage kind of dojo stuff, or training sessions in the park, or guest instructing at anywhere from a yoga school to a gymnastics school or a community center, right? Do you give a free trial? And again, whether that is just a 1 day free trial, a free lesson, a free private lesson, a free week. I've seen a free month some places. And what's interesting is that I actually don't believe that that is the right question. The real problem here is that what are you actually looking for? Are you looking for volume of students, or are you looking for more committed students? And if you attack it kind of from that angle, it makes a little more sense because, listen, business is difficult. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, right? Especially with everything that's going on in the martial arts industry. It's been, again, relegated to just another activity. It's why those of you guys with big schools are constantly stuck in that cycle of, oh my God, if I don't get 15, 20, 25 new guys in, soccer season just started and 15, 20, 25 kids are going to be leaving and I might not see them again, right? Christmas comes, it's not too far away. For those of you guys that have small, more like, intense schools or academies or something like that, or it's more an adult-based program, same kind of thing. It's like, holidays are here, Thanksgiving's coming, got to work extra hours for Christmas presents for the kids, and Christmas is here, and this is just something that needs to, I'm looking at all this stuff in my life as a martial arts student, and all right, something's got to give, and I'll just take a couple of months off here, and then, and you're like, oh, great, right? Because this meshes with your cash flow. And God forbid you're trying to start a new martial arts business, right? Getting people just to walk in the door or to show up at a park training session or at a seminar or something, right, is hard enough. So you make the logical conclusion of, hey, listen, everybody likes free stuff. In fact, maybe you even read somewhere that free is the most powerful word in marketing and advertising. So you're like, you know what? Okay, I love what I do. I love what I teach. And you know what? Honestly, if there was somebody showing something really cool and really powerful, like I know how to do, or I teach, or I do for a living, and they offered it to me for free, then, I'd go check it out, right? Here's that problem, is that you are not the customers. You, myself, the thousands and, hundreds of thousands of other dedicated martial artists across the world, we are the 1% of the 1%, right? We will, if somebody is gracious enough to offer us an invitation for free training, not only will we go there, but we will ask pointed questions. We will engage with them. We will thank them profusely for inviting us there. We will even, talk to them afterwards about possibly some business deal or partnership or something or other, because we're cut from the same cloth. 99.9% of other people who are taking these free trials or these low-priced Groupons or whatever else, they are not us. And they are just looking for something to pass the time. Now listen, don't get me wrong, there might be one or two of those guys buried in there, and I think that's really what you're looking for, right? So you figure that, hey, all right, if I get 100 people in on a free trial over the next quarter, right, there's gonna be at least 10% of them that are like me, and that 10% will stick. And if the ad cost or the marketing effort put forth brings those guys in, you know what, I guess I'm willing to, to do all that extra work and go through that extra hassle and serve these extra tire kickers and looky-loos, right, just to get those 10 committed guys, right? But again, it's more than that, because the committed guys today, I'm not saying that they're less committed than you and I were, over the last 30, 40 years or however long we've all been training. It's that there's more stuff in the world today, everything from, apps and video games and phones and zillion activities and TV, whatever else, that are pulling their attention. And the way that I've found in the schools that I've had, the schools that I've run, private lesson programs, and my publishing business, and everything else that I've done, is that honestly, free people, whether they're the most committed or the tire kickers, is that when they take something that's free, it immediately raises your perceived value of what you know and your expertise from here down to here. And obviously there's ways to do that, right? And again, the reason I see, and I talk about this all the time, because everybody's always like, Chris, why do guys go the McDojo route? They know they're doing something wrong. Why do they pay for time and grade and pay for promotions? Guys, they don't want to do that stuff. They really, really don't. But they got involved in an industry that has been so broken for the last 30, 50, 60 years. This industry is thousands and thousands and thousands of years old, right? And now suddenly there's a problem, right? Now suddenly professional martial artists are not looked at as the high achieving mentors and warriors of their community. Now they're the party clowns or the belt mills or the daycare center or whatever else. The guys in the 80s, I hate to tell you guys, but you fucked it up for all the rest of us in the entire industry, because there was a hot flash in the pan. Karate Kid, Ninja Turtles, Chuck Norris, Steven Seagal, Van Damme, right? Where the media, even TV shows, the A-Team and stuff like that, Dukes of Hazzard and everything, where the media really embraced that tough guy, and martial artist persona. And there was a quick snatch and grab for cash, right? Let's get as many people into this school as possible, right? We'll, charge them $99 and a free thing. We'll get them in, whatever else, right? But guys, they weren't doing free trials back then either, right? They were making an offer, right? And it became this McDojo clusterfuck, right? That is really affecting you guys now. And it's funny when I talk about this, and I don't mean to be going all over the place, but I'm really obviously passionate about this because it's a big fucking problem. Those of you guys that started training in the 60s and 70s that are watching this, what's crazy, and you guys know this, is that the same prices you guys paid then are the same exact prices that martial arts schools are charging now. So if you paid $99, or $100 a month for lessons back in 1974, right, and there's still schools today that are charging $100, right? Well, where is the inflation and economic growth, right? A loaf of bread in 1974, maybe cost 50 cents, right? Now it's $5. I know, because I went to the grocery store this morning, right, for a good loaf of bread. But everybody's still charging the same. It was $99 then, and it's $99 now. What the hell happened, right? And it has to do with that complete devaluing, right? And I got to be honest. Listen. Business, like I said, is hard. If you are in business and you are just trying to make ends meet and you have found that free trials at least brings in the volume and you're willing to do that extra work, right, to service the extra 90 of, between advertising dollars and staff and overhead and, an enrollment conversation with them just to have them, use that free trial, and then quit, 3 months later just because a new shiny object appeared for them, by all means, I guess continue to do it. I don't know, right? But if you're ready to change and you are ready to embrace the shift that needs to happen, not only in the industry, but in your own valuation for your community and honestly for the rest of the world, to understand how important it is what you do. We are no longer just people who, and we've never been just people to teach to kick, punch, choke, grapple, throw people over our heads, right? It is more than that. We all know that, right? But society doesn't. And when we get those committed people in the door, whether it's through privates, whether it's through group lessons, whether you're doing seminars, speaking engagements, whatever it is, when you get those committed people and you see that aha moment that this is more than just a tactical skill, that this is a way of life to overcome obstacles and challenges. Because listen, if you're used to getting punched in the face, if you're used to getting your arm barred, right, or choked out, or taken down, or sitting in a horse stance for an hour, right? If you're used to that, sorry guys, my computer just went a little wacky here. If you're used to that, obviously you can overcome every other obstacle in your life. And we know that, right? And you need to be able to verbalize and articulate that so you can command maximum value, not so you can get rich and buy Ferraris and shit, right? None of us want that, right? But we all want to be comfortable enough and stable enough so we can continue our training, so we can pass on the betterment, a continued betterment of ourselves onto our student base, right? And then that creates just a society of, honestly, of ass kickers and protectors and warriors, right? Business, education, obviously the next generation of us. And it's just not happening, right? So if you want to bring that personal valuation up so you can bring others' personal valuation up to the maximum level, then we have to get on the phone. We have to, right? Whether you're a school owner, whether you want to teach private lessons, whether you are teaching in the park, whether you're not doing anything right now and you just hate your fucking job and you have always wanted to go into martial arts, but you see school owners struggling to make 30 grand a year and you want to know how to make 6 figures doing what you love, then you have to get on the phone with us and let us help you, right? And I promise you, it is going to be the most fun and best experience of your life ever talking about martial arts as a career, right? It's very, very important, and again, it's a lot of fun. So if you want to give us a call, book a time with us, just go to WayOfTheWarrior.org/talk. Or if you haven't seen our masterclass yet on how to make $10,000 a month teaching private lessons, teaching private martial arts lessons to the affluent, just go right over to WayOfTheWarrior.org, the main, and you can log right in and you can watch that free masterclass. But again, get on the phone with us. We'd love to talk to you. Seriously, it's so much fun talking to other serious martial artists, no matter what level you're at, right? If this is something that you want to do for a career and really impact other people's lives and make the income you deserve, then let's talk, all right? So WayOfTheWarrior.org/talk, and I'll talk to you guys soon. See you later.